Hello everyone, it's Dave here from Save Decks, joined by Declan.
Oh,
Hello Declan, yes, and today we are going to be talking about predictions for Nintendo's E3 presentation and what surprises they can bring. So we've got a list of basically Nintendo's franchises here. I'm going to rattle through them and just to see how likely we think these games have a chance of being announced at E3 in a couple of weeks' time. So should we start off with the first one? And I'm going to get this one out of the way because it's the one everyone brings up when talking about what Nintendo are going to reveal. Let's go with F-Zero.
okay. Valve can't count to 3. Nintendo can't count back to 0. I don't think this is going to happen. I'd love it to. I personally have no nostalgia for the game. I didn't play it. However, I know that consumers want it. I know that it will sell like hotcakes if it ever came out. So I've got no issue with it coming out.
I mean, the only F-Zero game I've put a lot of time into was F-Zero GX on the GameCube, and I really like that one. I owned F-Zero X on the Virtual Console, and that one's really good as well. I'd like to see, because they've given the Zelda IP to the Crypt of the Necrodancer, doing it, like, so that they're allowed to. So I'd love to see them give F-Zero to Shin-En, who made the fast racing games.
That's true.
But then again, do these indie companies, obviously they'd love to work on Nintendo's franchises, but would Shin-En rather just carry on with their own franchise and make that bigger?
This is another thing. When you said they gave Zelda, I was suddenly thinking, Claymation F-Zero.
Oh,
that would be cool.
That would be cool, yes. Anything F-Zero would be cool in this day and age, though, to be fair.
That's true.
So,
also, side note, we forgot to mention the Crypt of the Necrodancer game in our last video about...
yeah, do you think that will come out next month?
I think it'll come out this year. We know about it.
I think it's meant to be a spring release.
Yeah. But, I think it's been leaked for the 20th.
Okay, so
I'm sure there's a leaked sale date of it's coming out the 20th of June.
I'm sure they'll give us a release date.
Because that's the day before summer.
Oh yeah, true.
Because that means it's still a spring release.
That's true. So anyway, moving on. So we know we're getting Mario Maker, but is that enough Mario, or are we going to see a spin-off return?
I would like another Mario game. I think Mario Kart, because as much as I'd like the one we got at the moment, it is just a port.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But at the same time, it's a port of an amazing game.
Yeah.
And it's a game that I say not a lot of people owned a Wii U, so to a lot of people this is the Switch Mario Kart. Could they justify making Mario Kart 9 and have it be would they have to do something different about it to make it separate it from Mario Kart 8, especially since this year we've got Team Sonic Racing and Crash Team Racing?
Yes, this is true. I don't think we're going to get another Mario Kart.
And also we got Mario Kart Tour as well on the phones.
Yes, this is true. I can foresee like another Princess Peach game.
Alright, yeah.
I wouldn't mind
that on the DS.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind Princess Peach's hormone. What was it? Princess Peach's hormonal menopausal game.
Oh my god.
Oh no! I remember
maybe like a Cooking Mama style game, maybe making the cakes with Peach or something. Which she's known for making cakes.
This is true. No, I liked that game. I really liked it. It was a really fun game. It's actually one of my favourites. I can't remember what it's called. But she went through the menopause. She has a hot flush. She cries.
Super Princess Peach. It was cool.
Ah, that's it. Super Princess Peach. She just went through the emotions. I think they need to paint her as more of a strong female character.
Yeah, definitely.
Because Peach is a really strong character.
Yeah.
So especially,
do you think maybe having Daisy in there as well, because she's more of the tomboy character of the two.
This is true. And also after Mario Odyssey, we did see like a stronger Peach.
She started travelling. So could it be like an Odyssey spin-off of Peach's adventures after the game?
You know what? I'd happily pay for that DLC.
Yeah, that would be good. Yes, we could get DLC for Odyssey. I'm thinking if they do release a Mario Kart, I'd love it to be Double Dash 2.
Yeah.
Because that would separate it from Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. It would separate it from Crash and Sonic.
Yeah.
It would be its own thing, and people love Double Dash now. I mean, I know it was kind of mixed back in the day. I remember from
Was it?
reading on forums. A lot of people didn't like it, but now it's
Or
one
weird
where
people.
when people, I loved it back in the day, but now people, it's like they're looking back. It's like Sunshine, Mario Sunshine. That was seemed to be quite divisive on forums. I read,
Oh.
but now
But
people
now
are
everyone
loving
loves
it.
it.
Yeah, because it's nostalgic now, I suppose. But
Mario Sunshine 2?
maybe, but also we've got. I mean, I know you're not a fan of the sports games, but I'd love to see Mario Strikers make a return. I had that on the Wii, one of them on the Wii, and they're so fun.
I've got no issue with those games. I personally, I don't. They're not games I would play myself.
Yeah.
Mario Strikers, I didn't actually have an issue with. I thought
Okay.
that was quite a
That
fun
was
game.
so manic. And do you think we'll see a Paper Mario? It's another one people keep asking for, like an RPG style.
I really liked the Paper Mario series. Like, was it Golden Door?
The Thousand
Thousand
Year
Year
Door.
Door.
That's the pinnacle, people.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
really
it was
love
like
those
such
games.
a great sequel, that one. But then it went in a different. It's like each game's different now. Like
Yeah.
they make it different to keep it fresh, I suppose. But people want the old RPG style back. Do you think they'll do that?
I'd hope so. I really think it would be fun. I also wouldn't mind a Super Mario RPG.
Yeah, that's true.
Because we've got, what do you call it, coming. We've got Square Games coming to...
the Switch, yeah.
the Switch.
Final Fantasies and...
Yeah, Final Fantasy's coming
Yeah.
to the Switch. So we have that connection. The companies are talking now. So that would be a possibility.
And last year, a surprise reveal was Super Mario Party. That was a game that brought the series back to its roots, but it wasn't quite there because of the lack of content. It was still the gameplay people liked, but there were only 4 boards, and there was still a lot of mini games, but it still didn't feel like the old ones. But it was a step in the right direction. But people were expecting them to give free DLC for it, like they did with Mario Tennis, but they didn't for Mario Party. So, do you think we'll get DLC for it or Super Mario Party 2? Bearing in mind that back in the day, the Mario Party games were pretty much yearly releases.
I would like to see DLC for it. I really would. I think DLC would improve the game a lot.
Definitely. I mean, I think the gameplay was really good in Mario. I mean, there are a few things I'd change. Like, for example, it's only 10 coins to buy a star rather than 20.
Yeah.
Which meant it just felt too easy to get a star. And the boards were kind of small as well. But
I was going to say, I want bigger boards and more boards.
yeah, and I want it to be, again, let you choose how much coins the stars cost or something like that. Because it's like, it just made me think, oh yeah, they're thinking, oh, people's feelings might get hurt if they can't buy a star. Like, that's Mario Party's all about hurting people's feelings, so let us do that.
We're in the world of customization ability.
Yeah, definitely.
Customizability. I can't
yeah.
remember. Yeah. I can't English today. So I think we should have that ability. You know, like if you're in Smash Bros, you can choose what items are on.
Oh yeah.
Do the same in Mario Party. Choose how much things cost. If you want stars to cost 1 coin, but
do it.
But you can then make it so coins only show every 10 rounds or something.
Yeah.
Reduce the amount of coins you get.
Yeah. Or let you do it 1 coin and just have like 100 stars in the game.
Yeah.
Be manic. Okay, so moving on. Do you think Donkey Kong will show his hairy face this year?
I would like to see a Donkey Kong spin-off. I'd like to see like a Tropical Freeze 3 or like another Tropical Freeze game. No kids, you cannot have ice cream. We're having the ice cream van come past us. So rude.
As you're talking about the Tropical Freeze.
Yeah, I think well timed actually.
Yeah.
I would like another Tropical Freeze game. I think they're really fun in the series.
Speaking of Tropical Freeze, let's link these together. Retro Studios, what have they... We know they're working on Metro Prime 4 now, but
yeah.
Before Tropical Freeze came out in 2014, they were at the Game Awards, and they mentioned then they've started work on their next project. That was over 5 years ago. We still don't know what that project was. We know they did some work on Mario Kart 7, and they put a Tropical Freeze over. They could not have spent 5 years on that. So what have they been working on? Could it be a third Donkey Kong platformer?
It could, or it could be the unfortunate realisation that game has been scrapped.
I really hope not, because they're such a talented studio and it'll take 5 years to go to waste on them.
Yeah. So we know they've been working on stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping upon hoping.
Do you think a Diddy Kong Racing sequel or Donkey Kong Racing? Because that was a game that Rare were making, Donkey Kong Racing, before Microsoft got them, and that got scrapped.
This is true. I think we're in a world where the companies are talking a bit more now.
Yeah.
So I think we have more options for these fun and amusing games that we miss. I would really like, because like Diddy Kong Racing, I used to love it with the helicopters and stuff.
Yeah. Planes.
So, yeah. Sorry. Planes and the boats. I used to really like that.
Yeah.
So I could, if that came back, I'd be all over that.
Yeah, I mean, I'll talk more about Diddy Kong Racing later, but so moving on to the next franchise is WarioWare or Wario Land, or Wario game.
Never been a big one to play them.
Okay.
That's not for any other reason other than I've just never picked one up.
Okay. I'll have to show you them at some point.
I've had experience playing them, but for some reason I've just never bought one.
Yeah. So I'm a big fan of WarioWare in general, and I think the Joy-Cons are perfect for them.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
Especially, because the Wii came out and it had a really good WarioWare game with all the motion.
Yeah.
It's still, I actually played it a few months ago. It's still really fun to play today. But one thing is, it had a multiplayer mode where you had to use one Wii remote and pass it around, which sort of lost the franticness of the quick fire, so you had to keep passing it.
Yeah.
But Switch comes with 2 Joy-Cons. The Wii only came with one Wii remote. So you've got ready-made multiplayer for that game with 1 Joy-Con each. WarioWare would be perfect on the Switch.
Agreed. I think that would work really well.
Mm.
I like the idea of minigame games. But in practicality, I don't play them as much. But mainly because my parents aren't big on gaming. I'm an only child.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean.
When I play video games, a lot of it is either on my own or like multiplayer online.
Ah, okay.
So I think that's where a lot of these come in. It's like every now and again we're on holiday with friends. Then I play these sort of multiplayer games. Or I come over yours.
And you lose.
Yeah. Or if I come over yours, things like that. But in my life, I don't have many opportunities to do that.
Fair enough. And I'd love if there was a Wario Land game in the style of like the 2D platformers are all having co-op now. If that happened, we could have Waluigi as a playable character in a platformer.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's actually really cool. If that happens.
That's really excited you now, hasn't it?
Oh yeah, I want a Wario Land over WarioWare now. Okay.
I did not expect you to want that more.
So moving on, Pikmin 4.
Yes, give it to me now.
Yes, is a game. Do you think this is the year they unveil it? Because was it like 4 years ago? Shigsy said it's nearly completed.
Yeah.
And we got Hey Pikmin, which I didn't actually play that one.
Hey Pikmin's okay. I've got nothing against it.
But I don't think that was the Pikmin 4 he was talking about.
I don't. I would really like a proper Pikmin 4. Pikmin, I think, is a really fun series. I think it's a hard series.
Oh yeah, I've only played the first one.
I think a lot of people don't realise it's going to be hard because they see Nintendo and think it's going to be an easy game.
And it's cutesy as well, so...
Yeah.
But I've not beaten the first one. It does get hard, but yeah, I've played the third one in multiplayer, and I really love that bingo mini game in multiplayer.
Yes.
That is such a good idea, and I'd love to see them bring that back on the fourth one. So... I think that is possible, but I wouldn't give our hopes up because we've been hoping for several years now.
This is unfortunately Nintendo likes to do that to us.
Yeah,
they raise you up and then they bring it back down.
Yeah. Speaking of rising up and all the mountains and stuff, I've only mentioned Ice Climbers in here because I have recently started playing Celeste. Which is about you climbing a mountain, and I'm not saying I mean Celeste is a phenomenal game, much better than Ice Climbers, but I'm just saying that looking at Celeste, an Ice Climbers game could work. I don't want it to copy Celeste, but I just imagine a icy mountain climbing game has a place today.
I think it would. I think Ice Climbers has always been a fun game.
And if they had the mechanic of them, the two of them climbing the mountain and using the belaying as a mechanic, because we've been playing Unravel 2 lately, which has that, and it really works as a puzzle. So combining Unravel 2 and Celeste for an Ice Climbers game.
Yeah.
And I'd love the company that did Woolly World to do like a Woolly style of Ice Climbers.
No.
No? Yeah.
No, it's the same issue I have with Kirby Epic Yarn.
Epic Yarn.
You shouldn't have water and yarn mixing together. It goes slushy.
That's very true. In this game about a pink blob that consumes everything.
Exactly. The rest of the story is very believable.
Do you think we'll see a Star Fox game, or is Starlink enough?
I don't think Starlink is enough. However, I don't think we'll see a Starlink game.
Star Fox.
Yeah, sorry, Star Fox game, which is depressing.
Yeah.
Because I'd love us to, but I don't think we will.
No, I don't think. I mean, there was that rumour about the Star Fox Grand Prix game that people thought Retro would be making that, but then Starlink had that update which added a racing mode with the Star Fox characters, so that probably is what that was.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think we'll see that. Do you think we'll see a Punch-Out game? Last time we saw that was on the Wii.
I think Punch-Out has sort of died a bit. I don't see its place anymore.
Yeah, I don't really see what they could do with it now.
No, this is my issue.
To be different, because I mean, obviously you can add new opponents and new ways of beating them and all that, but I don't know how big a seller Punch-Out is. I mean, but then again, the Wii one did come out before Little Mac was in Smash Brothers.
It did. I forgot about that.
Yeah, but now Little Mac, people know Little Mac now. Maybe it could, but I don't see them. Maybe that's something they could give to an indie developer, but I don't really see that happening. Next one is a very long shot, because a man named Sakurai is very busy with Smash Brothers still, but Kid Icarus. Do you think they would give Kid Icarus to anyone else now?
I think Nintendo as a corporation is very wise, and I think they're very good at what they do. So I think no matter who was in charge of it, they would be okay.
Oh yeah.
So I can see them giving it to someone else, as long as they didn't have like full creative control.
Yeah, I mean, even if it was a remake of Kid Icarus Uprising, because I loved that game, but it was uncomfortable to play because of the controls. You had to.
Yeah.
So if they could give a remake of that game with dual analog control,
yes,
I mean
please.
that would be so good, and a run button as well or something, because you had to sort of flick the circle pad to dash, and it was really it's a game I love that game so much, but it gives me cramp.
It's some of the best games have the worst controls.
Yeah, true. Okay, do you think we'll see Nintendo Lands 2 ever again?
I think if we had Nintendo Land 2, I think it'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I'm missing that kind of Wii Sports.
Yeah.
That fun kind of game.
We had 1-2 Switch.
I don't think we should have paid for it.
No.
I think 1-2 Switch was a tech demo.
Yeah, that should have been bundled, if anything.
Yeah, I know that Wii Sports was a tech demo too, but Wii Sports was actually a good game.
It was a lot of fun. It's still fun to play now.
Exactly right. So I don't think that was the same for 1-2 Switch.
Nintendo Land was a bundle with the premium Wii U's as well. And the thing is, one thing you got to think about, Wii Sports got to like the highest selling game of all time at one point. If 1-2 Switch was bundled, then that would be... Would you want 1-2 Switch to be one of the best selling games of all time? I mean, it has sold extremely well though on the Switch.
That's true. But...
So I think Nintendo in that sense were wise to not pack it in, because they've made a lot of money off that game.
Was it a full price game? I can't remember.
I think it was like a £35
okay.
mark. It might have been 40.
I still think that's too much.
Oh, definitely. I mean, it's
20 quid.
Yeah, 20 would be more. Okay, I've grouped these two together, Kirby and Yoshi, because they've both had a game already on the Switch. I think Yoshi's Crafted World's only just come out.
Yeah, what was the Kirby one?
It was Star Allies. It came out last year.
Yeah, I'd forgotten about that.
Yeah, I played it. I didn't really like it that much, but again, it's like I sold it to a friend, and the thing is, since I sold it, they added so much more to the game, including a hard mode.
Which would have made
me enjoy it more, I think. So, so it's a shame that wasn't all available. I understand the whole. Again, I've mentioned it before. Like, I like things being added later. It makes you want to come back to the game more. But
I like things being added, but I do think there are certain things that let us know you're going to add them.
Yeah, like I say, because like Splatoon and Mario Tennis and that, they told us from the get-go we're going to add stuff periodically.
Yeah.
So.
And I also like knowing how long they're going to add things for. Like
Mario Tennis, they told us up to June next year.
Yeah, June.
Which is next month, actually.
Yeah, so up to June they've got DLC coming out.
Yeah.
Which I'm happy with. I think if companies were upfront and said, look, you're going to have 2 years worth of DLC. Give me a lifespan on my video game DLC.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so I don't think we'll see anything from those two. Unless we got a remake of Kirby's Air Ride. But then again, Sakurai's very busy. And that's his game, isn't it?
But I don't think we're going to see anything new from them. No. I could see a remake or ports of old games.
Yeah. So if we move on to a few third parties, do you think Ubisoft will give us an exclusive?
Yes.
Because last year there was Star Fox's inclusion in Starlink for the Switch. Yep. The year before was Mario and Rabbids. What do you think they'll bring to us this year? Do you think they'll be given an IP?
I wouldn't mind if they were. I'd be happy with Mario and Rabbids too, to be honest.
I would love that. Because also, speaking last year, they gave us the Donkey Kong DLC for Mario Rabbids. So, so they could have made... If they used the same assets and just made another Mario Rabbids game, that would be really cool. They could add in, say... Because they had... They did have Wario and Waluigi Rabbids as bosses in it. Why not have Wario and Waluigi as playable characters this time?
Exactly. I think
there are so many Mario characters out there. Let's bring Rabbids versions of different Mario characters, like Daisy and things like that.
Exactly, and it's not often I'm asking for more Rabbids stuff.
No.
Now, the other thing is, Rabbid Peach is very active on social media.
Yeah.
She has her own Instagram account, which is still highly active.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they would have done that if they, would they...
She was the character they brought over to the Donkey Kong DLC as well.
So I'm thinking if they were going to kill them off, would it still be so active?
No. Do you think we'll see Rayman in it? Rabbids started with him.
Yeah, I don't see why not. I mean, we could even have like a crossover game.
Yeah.
A Nintendo,
They could bring like Donkey Kong and Cranky Rabbids into with the Mario characters.
Because I mean, by technicality, they're all in the same universe now.
Or could the Rabbids go into Hyrule or meet Samus? Or because that's how it started. Went through this portal, didn't they? Turn to the Mushroom Kingdom. Why not? And then to Donkey Kong's world. So why not just go through all the Nintendo franchises with the Rabbids?
Rabbids invade.
Yes, that could do. Rabid Pokemon, come on.
Oh god, no, they bite.
But Mario Rabbids did the impossible task. It made me like the Rabbids. So
yeah, it made me like him too. I think I just realised I didn't like the Mario Rabbid game. What do you call it?
So I'd never played a Rabbids game before Mario Rabbids.
I didn't like Rabbid Rayman.
Really?
I didn't like that.
Okay.
So I thought, like you said, I thought it was the Rabbids I didn't like. No, I just didn't like those games. So I was impressed.
So speaking of non-Nintendo, Microsoft have been very friendly with Nintendo lately. They've allowed Cuphead to be on the Switch. I'm sure they've made a lot of money off that, but still, nice of them to let them know. So do you think there'll be a sort of collaboration? Maybe Microsoft will bring other games to the Switch. What are your views on that?
I think Halo's come to the Switch.
What, like the Master Chief Collection? Or
I was taking the piss.
Oh.
I do think that the games... I think it's easing up. I think the Microsoft is realising it's different target audiences, and also Microsoft is learning they can make money because People aren't buying Xboxes.
I don't know how well the Xbox One's doing.
The Xbox One's doing okay, but I think most people who bought it or want it have bought it.
Okay.
However, new people are buying the Nintendo Switch.
Well, the Switch, everyone wants the Switch, it seems.
And
So
so if you're making money off software sales,
yeah, just
once you've made a game, you just have to keep selling it.
Yeah.
And you're printing money.
Yeah.
To make a console, you have to spend money to make it, send it to a retailer and sell it.
Yeah.
It's easier to make money off software sales than it is off hardware sales.
Okay.
So I think that by allowing their IPs to go onto Nintendo hardware, they're saying, hey, Nintendo, you do the hardware stuff and have to make the money there. We'll just make money on software. And Nintendo's up for that.
Do you think, because the game I would love to see on the Switch is Rare Replay.
Yeah.
I think that belongs on the Switch. Most of those games were on Nintendo originally.
Come back home.
And even if Microsoft don't want the 360 exclusive, the Xbox exclusive games like Nuts and Bolts, you can keep that. They want to take, and Cameo want to take them off.
Yeah.
Fine. And then, but replace them with the Donkey Kong Country games, put Diddy Kong Racing on there. Yeah. I would love that. And I think Microsoft, I think they've made as much money as they're going to make from Rare Replay on the Xbox. I think it was it a launch game or came out near launch for them?
No.
Was it? Because I remember it came out and it was very cheap when it came out as well.
It came out really cheap, but it came out like a year or two into its lifespan.
Oh, did it? Because when I was toying between buying a PS4 and Xbox One, spoilers, I bought a PS4. The Rare Replay was the only thing that was dragging me towards the Xbox side of things.
See, I've always been more Xbox, which is weird because I hate Microsoft in general. I'm an Apple and Mac user for everything else in my life. But surprisingly, video game wise, I lean more towards a lot of the Microsoft stuff.
Yeah, just I like some of the Sony exclusives like Uncharted and things like that.
Yeah.
So that's why I got the PS4 over it. Plus, I already had a PSN account.
True.
So, but yeah, I think Rare Replay just belongs on the Switch. I mean, that would be a day one purchase. Even if they charge like £25 for it because of the Switch tax, but then that's a bargain for 30 Rare games.
Yeah,
including Banjo-Kazooie.
How rare are they if other people have them?
Not very, but I mean, it is rare that they make games now, isn't it? Rare. So,
That's true.
So yeah, that's what I'd love to see from Microsoft. I think Rare Replay's a no-brainer, and again, it's not a new game, but it's a game that I would love on the Switch.
But would you?
I'd love it, yes.
Yeah, he would.
So next is, we recently had Labo VR come out. I've not actually played with it. I've played Breath of the Wild in VR mode on my TV, and it makes it into 2 circles, which looks very weird. I don't really know why they've done that, but apparently you're meant to hold these goggles up to your eyes when you play it.
Yes,
so
children.
I put my swim goggles on, and it looked no different.
Yes, children, he is that idiotic in real life.
So what do you think they could bring some Labo compatibility to some games, or add some new games to Labo as DLC?
I think both. I think they've obviously shown us the ability. I think it depends what they're going to do it to. Cause I think the way it was implemented on Zelda, by making the game fully VR immersive, is way better than making it 5 levels or something in Mario Odyssey.
But I mean, the only thing with Breath of the Wild was people had issues with the head movements because the game obviously wasn't designed with VR in mind. So when you tilted your head left, instead of the camera moving left, it sort of went down to the floor behind Link, which made people ill. For the 3D
software
effect,
patch, it could be fixed.
Yeah, for the 3D effect, it looks good. I've not played it, but apparently it looks fine. But but I was thinking maybe this is a chance to bring the Duck Hunt game back with the blaster.
And Pokemon Snap.
Pokemon Snap with the camera, yes. I mean, even if Sun and Moon had a photo taking mode in it.
Yeah, it's not the same.
Yeah, but if they brought that, even if they brought something like that to Sword and Shield and just made it compatible with Labo, then the camera, then, so you don't need that. You can still do it like you did on the 3DS, but I'd love a Pokemon Snap sequel. I mean, it's been so long.
It's one of those games. I don't understand why we haven't had one.
I know, but I mean, I don't know how big a seller it was, but I know it's
Everyone asked for it.
it's definitely popular. But remember back then, there was like, it was only Gen 1, and there was only 63 Pokemon in that game.
True.
I mean, now there's like over 800, is there? Like, with Sword and Shield coming out, it's going to be a lot more.
Yeah, probably closer to 9.
It's going to be a massive undertaking. But if it's something they could just sell it as sort of like a base and then just keep adding to it, like adding release a Gen 1 version of the game, then you have as periodically they'll make Gen 2 Pokemon to add to it, and maybe make it an open world game.
That'd be fun. See, that's what I think they should do with FIFA. I think you should buy FIFA once and then pay a yearly subscription.
Pay to update the teams.
Yeah, because I don't give a shit about FIFA. But
oh, we can say it about any sports game really.
Yeah,
that does
any sports game. That's all you ever change is the teams.
Yeah. Because with me, I mean, I do enjoy playing FIFA, but I am a one per console, like one, so I didn't buy one last gen, but yeah, I bought one on the Switch. I bought one on the Xbox 360. I think was the last one I bought.
Okay.
It's me and my brother. We do crazy things with the leagues on that. I won't get into that now. So the last thing we think, the new thing I suppose it's an old thing really. Will they add SNES games to the NSO?
I bloody hope so.
Because, I mean, there was that leak a while ago, the data mine, that showed the 20 SNES games. And they're all the SNES games you're expecting there to add, like Mario World, Mario Kart, Super Metroid, all that. Do you think they'll add them, realistically?
I don't see any reason why they shouldn't. But Nintendo needs to understand that they are printing money.
I mean, like, it would be nice because how long can they keep going with these NES games? Like, because they said it would be 3 a month, but some months it's been 2 a month because there's been Japan exclusive ones, and it's like, well, they've not kept their 3 a month promise for us so far. So
no,
if they, I think adding the SNES games would justify. I mean, I think the Nintendo Switch Online is a fair enough price already because it's so cheap, and I bought the Mario Maker 2 limited edition with the year's worth, which was only £8 more than the game without it. So I only paid £8 for my second year of it. So yeah, I'm happy with the price, but I'd love to see SNES games. And you have a good theory on the SNES games coming to Switch based on that Mario Maker 2 Direct. Saying about how when that Super Famicom logo appeared when he jumped in the car.
Oh, yes. Oh God, what was it? I said this really good theory.
You sent me a text. It said, I haven't got the phone on me. You said about how when that Super Famicom logo appeared on the screen, we know that's just an effect from the
that
game.
was it. It was the timestamp.
Yes.
So the Super Famicom logo appears on the Nintendo, on the stream, like on the Direct for Mario Maker.
Yeah.
But the exact timestamp in the video is 11:06.
Yeah.
Which in American, because you're wrong, would turn into the date of 11:06, which would be 11th of June.
Yeah.
Which is the date of the Nintendo E3.
Yeah.
Now, I see no reason for Nintendo to have put a Super Famicom logo there. They didn't need that logo. Why put that there?
It is one of the visual effects in the game.
Shut up. Why put it there at that exact second? And Nintendo has been known to hide things in their videos.
Yeah.
So that is my prediction.
That is confirmed. That is, and this E3 has the number 3 in it. That's Half-Life 3 confirmed. And exclusive on the Switch. That would piss a lot of people off, wouldn't it?
It would.
Okay, so the last thing we'll talk about, game-wise, is what ports and remakes might get announced for the Switch. Because we know the Switch is a port machine. We discussed that. It's got a lot of ports. Justifiably
a port
so.
Machine to do a fantasy.
So the first one I think is heavily rumoured is the Metroid Prime trilogy.
Yep.
Which would make sense because Metroid Prime 4 has been delayed. Let's get some Metroid on the Switch. Get people who are younger, might not have known the Metroid Prime games so far, get them to see what the Metroid Prime games are like.
Agreed.
Obviously, they'd have to rework the controls because if you want to play it in handheld, you wouldn't be able to do the Wii remote controls for Metroid Prime 3. obviously the first two games you could play with the GameCube controller originally, so they could just put those controls back. So if they could do something like that for Metroid Prime 3, although there were some funny motion moments in the game which they could rework. But I think that's a simple port and an easy purchase. It's 3 games in HD. Hopefully they'll do it.
Agreed. I want Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, but not the Majora's Mask version that's on the 3DS.
Really?
Yes. I don't like the 3DS version because they have changed a couple of locations. Oh, I know it's only minor and it's in the town, but when you're playing a game that you played years ago and you played a lot as a child and you auto-play the game, you keep going to like where the shop's meant to be. It's like, but it's not here anymore.
Bank.
Yeah, the bank. Yeah. That's it.
So I got used to it quite quickly.
But, I didn't. But yeah, so
I like that they changed it so the owl statues you could save all the time, not just suspend.
Yeah, I did like that. We'll keep
the only thing that I didn't like was they moved the soldier that gave you the stone mask and put him where the pirates are. So it's harder to get that, which it's very adds challenge, but still. An HD remakes of those two in the collection, Hero of Time collection.
Yes.
That would be cool. The other Wii U game that's not been ported is Super Mario 3D World, which is a very popular game. And they ported Treasure Tracker, Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, which was a spin-off from that, but they haven't ported the actual game over.
I think they did that because Captain Toad's Treasure Tracker was an okay game, but no one really played it because the Wii U flopped so much.
But it was a really fun game. It was a short game, but I had a lot of fun with it. But yeah, I'd love to do that. But I mean, one thing my thought on ports is I'd love to see more collections rather than ports. So if they put Mario 3D World and included Mario 3D Land as well with it, and did that, because when they released New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, it did include the Luigi DLC, which is fine. But I'm thinking I didn't buy that because I've already got that on the Wii U. But I would have bought New Super Mario Bros. All Stars, which included all their games. So I'd have felt like it was more value then. They're all old games. And speaking of which, there was rumours about Pikmin 3 being ported to the Switch.
I'm just shocked that we haven't got a Switch Pikmin game.
Yeah, which we've already talked about.
But yeah, just in general, I think we should have something on the console.
Yeah, but again, I would rather see Pikmin Trilogy get put on Switch rather than just Pikmin 3.
Agreed.
Yeah, but then again, I've never owned Pikmin 3, so it would still be a new purchase for me. So it would be more value for it for me than anyone who owns Pikmin 3 already.
Yeah.
They also ported Wind Waker and Twilight Princess to the Wii U. Could they get re-ported to the Switch?
Again, I would like them to.
I mean, I personally, if they ported them on the same cartridge, because I wouldn't want to buy them both those remakes individually again. But if they put Wind Waker HD collection, had both the games on the same cartridge or same download, then that would be worth playing again. And then Skyward Sword has been teased by Enuma.
Has it?
He came out at the concert and said, "Who wants a Skyward Sword remake?" And if they could do it, without the motion controls and rework some of the complaints people had, like shut Fee up for a while and things like that, then I could see that being that. But that would have to be its own release, though, because they wouldn't do a remake of that. And it would, especially if they changed a lot about it and do it in a collection.
Yeah, as much as we joke, they couldn't bundle that in with it.
No, I think that would be fair enough to release it on its own. Did you ever play the Wonderful 101?
No,
because that's another Platinum game that was exclusive to Wii U, and it was very popular.
Which one's that?
It's where you had like 100 superheroes sort of things, and there was only like 7 different abilities, and you had to draw the shape on the gamepad screen or with the right analog stick to create like the fist and the sword and things like that. It was a really good game, but I mean, the people complained about the controls, but really you got used to them. Yeah. And it's another one. It's bad controls at first, but that's the other Wii U game that I could see getting ported at some point. But yeah, So speaking of, I mean, that's really all the games I can think I've put down
Yeah.
that they could come, and what we think of them. So what do you think the director will be? Do you think Doug Bowser will be presenting? Because Reggie does present the E3 presentations.
I think Bowser is going to jump on stage, kidnap Princess Peach, and run off stage.
Fair enough. Although they won't actually be on the stage conference, they do directs. But unless they did, unless they had Peach, then like just play on the fact that your name is Bowser. Yeah. Do you think Reggie will be there in any capacity?
I think he'll be I think he'll be at the Microsoft announcement.
he'll be announced as Microsoft's new president.
No, I think I can foresee Reggie going as a visitor to E3.
Yeah.
Because he is still a highly respected industry insider.
And he's a Nintendo fan.
Yeah, exactly. He likes video games.
But do you think he'll, like, say, sit with the Treehouse group for a bit, playing the new Animal Crossing or so?
I think that'd be really fun.
Because I know with New Leaf, he he did like a tour of his town and things like that. So, he likes Animal Crossing. So maybe he'll be there to show support and all that. I mean, so yeah, I'm actually excited to see what Doug Bowser can bring. Excited to see what Nintendo can bring to us. And yeah, that's all of my thoughts. Anything else to add?
I think that's probably it. I did hear rumours. No, we've said it. We said about the Wind Waker, didn't we?
Oh yeah, that whether they can get ported again. Yeah.
Yeah, because that actually had quality of life improvements, like
yes, definitely.
speed sail
And yeah, Skyward Sword, because that could have. There's a lot of quality of life improvements they could add to that as well. Like again, like I said, like cut off all the fees, the vice, and things like that.
I think Twilight Sword suffered from the requirement.
Twilight Sword.
Sorry, Skyward Sword suffered from the requirement to have the Wii Motion Plus.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I already had Wii Motion Plus, but I bought the one that came with the golden Wii Remote. I had to have that, even if it wasn't Motion Plus. I still had to have that. But yeah, the only other thing I wanted to ask actually was,
ask away.
Do you think there'll be any more Amiibo announced?
No. So they've already announced that there's no Amiibo costumes for Mario Maker 2.
I am really angry about that. I own about 90 Amiibo.
Yeah. So
that was my favourite thing about Mario Maker, was unlocking the costumes.
I unfortunately think they're not selling. They haven't got that rarity and hype behind them that they used to.
No.
And unfortunately, from a resale point of view, like, actually putting them in the store, they're a lot of money for a company to like invest in to then not sell. Yeah,
I mean, the thing is, when the Amiibo first came about, you had Smash Brothers. Every character had one. Yeah. So there was like 50 Amiibo at once, obviously in waves, but at once. But now, I mean, we've got Pokemon Trainer, Squirtle, Ivysaur, Simon, and all that still to come out. They're out next a couple of months' time, and so they're still finishing off the others. But once they're all out, it's like that's the big chunk of the Amiibo that will get made. Maybe there'll be some new ones for Animal Crossing, because there was a lot of release for that originally. Yeah. But I'm thinking, with Sword and Shield coming out, could they, because they did Amiibo cards for Animal Crossing, could they do Amiibo Pokemon cards?
I would like that. I mean, as a Pokemon card game player,
because the Animal Crossing Amiibo cards weren't expensive.
No. And Nintendo did a Toys to Life Pokemon card, but the reader was only ever released in Japan, but it was during the Gold and Silver's time. They did that years ago. You had a way of playing them, but like I said, unfortunately it was only ever released in Japan, so we had the cards over here, but we just couldn't play them.
So Amiibo's a nice thought, but I think they're not as like hyped as they once were. But then they're not really I mean, they did some special ones for like Breath of the Wild and Mario Odyssey, which I have on a shelf up there. And
Princess Peach.
I do. I own 2 of the Princess Peach wedding dress one. So yeah, that's about it for Amiibo. I don't think they'll release many more now.
I think they'll finish off all the characters in Smash.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to have at least 4 more unannounced.
Oh yeah, every DLC character will get an amiibo. That's bound to happen.
I think people would be annoyed if like the 4 new characters, the new characters you have
don't come with it. Yeah.
Has Piranha Plant been announced as an amiibo yet?
Yeah.
I couldn't remember.
I think that's out. Whenever I search on Amazon for amiibo, Piranha Plant's always there.
Oh, okay.
And Piranha Plant is also a playable character in Mario Tennis now.
Yes, I knew that was coming.
Piranha Plant is taking over. Going to be playable in the next Mario Kart, next Mario Party. Piranha Plant's going to be playable in everything.
I wouldn't be surprised if he was.
Technically, Piranha Plant was playable in Mario Odyssey. You could possess a Piranha Plant, so
that is true.
Yeah. So, my God, Piranha Plant is just taking over.
Piranha Plant is the secret MVP of the Mario games. We just didn't realise it.
Been there since the beginning, so since the first Super Mario Brothers. So yeah.
Oh my God, Piranha Plant's the one's taken over.
Yeah. So with that note, thank you all for listening to what we think we might get surprised by with Nintendo. If you have any thoughts on surprises that Nintendo might bring, leave us a comment down below. And make sure you give us a like. And we have a few videos already up here, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any more discussions and gameplays that are going to come in the future. And we have a video about speculating on our Smash characters that might come. If you give that one a like as well, if you liked it, because if it gets to 50 likes, then Sophie will be repurchasing a PlayStation 1 classic of Barbie Sports Superstars. And if there's 100, and she'll be playing it on camera. And if it gets 150 likes, then I will be doing that as well.
He sounds so happy about that.
Yeah, so it's a goodbye from Declan.
Have fun.
And it's a goodbye from me, so night night.